I actually cleaned my mirror for this video. Like, I'm not saying that this video already deserves a like, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Hello guys, so this video was requested a bunch, so finally getting around to it. And that is my everyday makeup routine for online school or just in general. You guys always seem to like my makeup, which thank you. Well, there's kind of two different looks that I'm going to be showing you in this video, except the second look is kind of just a few additional steps on top of the first one, if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're just gonna get straight into it. So the links to all the products that I use will be down in the description. I have already done my first step. Very important, that is making a cup of tea. I have also already washed and moisturised my face, very important steps, don't miss those. But before I actually start on the makeup, I'm also just going to spray my face with the tea tree toner water from Lush, just to get any last bits of dirt off my face. And now, onto the actual makeup. So I've got all my makeup here in this Too Faced makeup bag, which I got from Boots like a week ago because they had an offer that if you like spent a ridiculous amount of money on Too Faced, then you'd get a free makeup bag, and I for some reason thought that that was worth it. So my first step is concealer. I know most people do foundation first, but I disagree. So I'm using the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. They don't even sell it in this packaging anymore, that's how old this is. And I just put that on any redness, which is most of my face, and then I just tap in with my finger. And then for foundation, I kind of just switch between these two. So I've got the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid, and this one's like quite a light coverage. And then if, like today, my skin is not being nice to me, then I use the Revolution Conceal and Glow, which is more of like a medium to full coverage. So that's what I'm going to use today, and I'm just going to blend that in with a damp beauty blender. Okay, so next I set this with loose powder. So the actual loose powder that I use is a mix of the Revolution Banana Baking Powder and the Ben Nye Neutral Set Colourless Powder. I don't recommend doing this. The only reason I do that is because this one is too dark for me, but I would actually recommend using the Collection Translucent Sheer Loose Powder. But when it ran out, I figured I'd switch it up, and that was a mistake, so don't do that. And I also apply this with my damp beauty blender, except I use the flat edge for foundation and then the like rounded edge for powder. So I just get some of the powder on there and then like scrub it into my arm so that it gets like properly like packed into the sponge, and then just use that to set it. So then next I go in with bronzer. I use this one from Colourworks. I'm pretty sure I stole this from my mom like 5 years ago, so they probably don't even sell it anymore, but the actual bronzer that I was using smashed, so I have to use this one until I get a new one. But honestly, any bronzer will do, they're all basically the same. And then I apply that. As you can see, like my face is a weird shape and it like goes out and then goes back in. I like trace where it goes back in, if that makes sense. And then just bring that down diagonally to like the corner of my mouth. And all of a sudden I have a cheekbone. And I also apply that to my jawline, or lack thereof. And then up around my forehead as well. And then with whatever's left on the brush, I just do a tiny little bit on the sides of my nose. I am terrible at nose contour, so this is as much of nose contouring that I will do. And then next is blush. I used to never wear blush. I never thought it looked good on me, but it has recently become like my favorite step of makeup. I am very not fussy when it comes to blush, so I'm literally using this like Superdrug's own brand little one that I got in that makeup advent calendar that I had last year. I also sometimes just use this shade in the Nikki Tutorials palette. So I just take some of that on the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and then obviously just put that on my cheeks. I literally bring this all the way up to like around my temples and like my eye. Like I literally just put it everywhere. And then I also put some like underneath my nose. I always used to do it like on the tip of my nose, and it just never looked good, so I do it on underneath, like the underside of my nose instead. And then most of the time I use the Makeup Obsession Honey highlighter, except recently I've been going back to using that sleek highlighter palette that everyone was obsessed with like 5 years ago, and then just mixing the bottom two shades. And then I apply that on at the top of my cheekbones and bring that all the way down to the corner of my mouth. Thank you, Nikki Tutorials, for that tip. And then also up around my brow bone, on the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, in the inner corners, and on the cupid's bow. And then next, very weird order, but I do my lips next, but you'll see why. So I go in with I say a tissue, honestly most of the time I do just use my sleeve, but I don't have sleeves today, to just like scrub off the foundation from my lips. And then I just use any lip balm. I'm just using this little thing of cocoa butter to moisturize my lips. And then I go in with the Too Faced Lip Injection lip gloss, and I put this on now, so that by the time I've finished the rest of my makeup and I go back to my lips, then this is all like done. Yeah. Oh, I've got a cut on my lip right now as well. Oh, that burns. Anyway, next I go into my eyebrows. So I just take a spoolie brush and just like brush sideways to just get any like powder and stuff out my eyebrows, and then go back and like fluff them upwards. And then I just take some clear brow gel. This is the Collection one, and once again just go back in and fluff them up. And then actually go back in with the spoolie, but I like bend the top of it and like use the metal part to just like press the hairs down so that it like stays better. And then once that is dry, I go in with the James Charles palette and I just take a mixture of like these 3 shades. So I get that on a little angled brush and just use that to fill in the like blank spots in my eyebrows, which I've got so many of right now because I have to like glue my eyebrows down like pretty much every day for like some kind of makeup look that I'm doing, which unsurprisingly like rips out half the hairs of my eyebrows. So sorry, just got distracted on TikTok for like 20 minutes. Anyway, done my eyebrows now, and we're now moving on to eyes, which is probably my favourite step, even though it's literally like the most simple step, and that is I just take a fluffy brush. This is the Spectrum BO7 brush, and from the James Charles palette I just take some kind of combination of like this shade and this shade and this shade and like a tiny little bit of this one, or if I'm rushing I'll just use the blush that I used earlier, and I just kind of whack that on the whole eye. To say that I'm literally like a makeup artist, eyeshadow is not my forte. Like special effects, that is where I thrive. Like fancy little cut creases, absolutely not. And I just blend that outwards up to the brow bone and just like towards my temple. Again, I'm not precise with this at all. And then probably my favourite step of my entire makeup routine, I don't know when we all just collectively decided that eye bags are hot as fuck, but I agree. I don't know why I use a different brush for this, because I literally use the exact same shades of eyeshadow, but on a different brush I take the exact same shades that I use for my eyeshadow and just draw in some cute little eye bags. And I probably go way too overboard with this, but I just love looking dead. And so at this point I would either just leave it here, maybe use that clear brow gel again just on my lashes and call it a day, especially for like online university, because I do a makeup course for university, so we have to do makeup looks a lot of the time, so I would just use this as like a base to do a look over the top of. But on days that I don't have university or I'm not doing like a makeup look, then the like additional steps I would do is with eyeliner. So this is the Maybelline Lasting Drama liquid eyeliner. This is the satin one. There's also a matte one. I haven't tried that, so I don't know if it's good, but this is the satin one. And I do like the Batwing style eyeliner, which I'm probably going to be really bad at explaining, so maybe Google a whole different tutorial for that. But so first I just go in and draw like a thin line on the outer half of my eye, so like starting from, if I'm looking straight forward, like the middle of my pupil, like there, outwards, like that. And then next I kind of like follow the under side of my eye, as I like follow the natural curve of my eye and like draw the wing following on from where that line would be. And so then instead of what you would normally do, I guess, where you just sort of like swoop that back down and connect it, which because I've got hooded eyes that just like does not look good on me, which took me like 18 years to figure out, instead of like swooping back down, I like bring it straight across, if not like slightly upwards, and stop at my crease. Like that, and then I just connect that back to like the start of the first line that we do. I'm explaining this so badly. So that you end up with this kind of a shape, but then when I open my eye it kind of looks normal. And then obviously just gonna fill that in so it looks like that. So I'm gonna go do the other eye off camera like a true beauty guru, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Also, I forgot to say with the eyeliner I also do like the fox eye inner corner thing, which is so much harder than it looks, but basically you just go in and like draw a little triangle on the inner corner of your eye. Okay, that's really uneven, but like if I keep going I'm just gonna mess it up, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I then go in with white liquid eyeliner. This is the collection one, and I just use that to highlight the underside of that line that I just drew, like that, if you can tell, like brightens it up. And then for lashes I just curl them with an eyelash curler, and then just add a couple coats of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I just remembered also, before I do that, I just take a black pencil eyeliner. This is the Huda Beauty one, and then just apply that to the tight line before I drop everything. And then finally for lips, my camera is flashing red so I need to hurry up, but I just take the eyeshadow brush that I was using before and literally just use what was left of it to just like do that. I don't really know how to explain that, but I just like brush it just like around the edges of my lips. I don't know, just kind of makes them look bigger. Maybe I'm just lying to myself, I don't know. And then I take the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade, yeah, I don't know how you say that one. I just whack that on, and then going back in with the James Charles palette I use this shade, take some out on my finger and just like dab it over the top, mainly focusing it on like the edges of my lips, like to mattify where it's kind of like shiny. And then that is it. That somehow took like 2 hours to film. Normally I could do that in like 10 minutes. But anyway, that is the finished look. So like I said, all the products that I use will be down in the description. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment anything you want down below. If you want to follow me on social media, they are also down in the description, which if you want to see more of the makeup that I do, then follow me on TikTok and Instagram, because that is where I post that kind of stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.